Hey, everybody. I am Kesha L. Hayes. I'm your transformational leader in healthcare. And I am back with you live this Thursday evening. This is Throwback Thursday, okay? And we're definitely going to take it back. I don't feel my best. I haven't been feeling my best all week long, but guess what? I am going to keep pushing, and that is what you need to do as well. Okay. Thank you to everybody who has always supported me. Thank you to everyone that's just joining for the first time. Those of you who are going to catch this later, please make sure you hit the hashtag replay. Okay. I want to know who you are. I want to know where you're from. I want to know if you're liking the topics. I just want to know that you're engaged, okay? And I can't do this without you, so I thank you so much. But today is Throwback Thursday, and I am going to talk to you all about something that I first stated to you all when I started doing my lives. The reason why I'm doing this Throwback Thursday is because I needed to remind myself of this week. I'm going to be real. I had a mentally challenging week. And what I mean by that is I started thinking about everything that was happening to me that was wrong as opposed to everything that was happening to me that was good. I don't know why. I I just, I just had a breakdown, okay? And that's normal. That's natural, okay? I am not going to come on here every Thursday and pretend that I'm this strong woman and I never go through anything. Yes, I'm strong, but I do go through trials and tribulations. And a part of that is the enemy attacking my mind, okay? And I'm going to be real. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And if he can get your mind captive, if he can get you to start thinking negatively, if he can get you to start thinking that things aren't going to work the way God told you, or this is not going to happen the way you thought. You're gonna start believing it. That's what He wants you to do, and if you do, then it's going to change your attitude, and your joy is going to suffer. Okay. And you gotta stay on your game. I remember my pastor saying this all the time, and I know firsthand now what he means, but you have to stay on your game. You cannot let anything come to hinder and distract, okay? But I'm here to tell you that challenges are real. You can fall in an emotional slump. You can get into a state of being mentally challenged. You can go through a rough period. That's normal, but just do not stay there, okay? So I'm having to learn every single day, like I tell you all, to speak those positive affirmations over your life. I'm having to do the same thing, okay? So when something negative comes in your thought, I'm challenging you right now to make sure that you turn that negativity into a positive affirmation. Instead of using your words to say, I can't, say, I can, I will, I have, this is mine. Claim it, already manifested. Speak those things that are not as if they were. Change your words that's coming out of your mouth. And when you change your words, you change your mindset, okay? Do not let anything come to cloud your mind. Don't even let the happenings that take place in your life dictate your mood. Because if you are banking on living a life of perfection or living a life where nothing is going to go wrong for you, you're in for a rude awakening. You're setting yourself up for failure. You need to know right now that just because you live for God, just because you do right uh, by others, doesn't mean that you're going to have this perfect walk and everything's going to be okay. No, that's not going to happen. This week I was up, down. zigzag. I was all over the place, okay? And I had to quickly remind myself, and I'm grateful that I have people in my life that have helped me to remind myself that, hey, wait a minute, it doesn't matter. Keep pushing. Don't worry about what you didn't do. Look at all the stuff that you did do. Look at the blessings that you are receiving. Oh, it don't matter about that. Don't pay attention to that. Look at that. So you got to have the right people connected to you. You have to be in the right circle. You have to be in the right atmosphere, okay? Company does matter. The people in your circle matters, because when you get to a point where you're feeling down and out, if you don't have nobody to call on, that can be tough. The number one person to call on is Jesus for me. But I'm saying you need those circle of friends and family that's going to love on you and help you throughout your time of need, okay? And I am learning, and I learned this from a very great workshop yesterday when I was at Furman University. I was in a workshop with amazing women. It was hosted by Furman University. The speaker was Catherine Canty, and in there, amazing women were talking about setting boundaries. They were talking about making sure you're connected to the right people, making sure that you teach people how to treat you. Because if you don't, you'll allow so much that's not productive or healthy. Just a whole lot of things. Personally and professionally, it really, helped grow me. And you need to be a part of groups and people and things that will help your growth, okay? And if my voice is sounding like this, it's because I was dealing with a sore throat, and I'm still trying to get better. But once again, I'm going to keep pushing, and I want you to do the same. But the throwback Thursday for me is this book, okay? This book, Boldly Inspired, written by myself, okay? And when I think about this book, Boldly Inspired, I have to remind myself about living in strategic alignment to God's purpose. You have to be in alignment to something. And for me, that alignment is God's will, okay? If I'm out of alignment, then that means I'm off track. I'm not following the path that I am supposed to. And if you ever have felt out of alignment, or even if your car was out of alignment, it starts to shake, it doesn't feel good. It starts to sway one side over more than the other side. It's just like rocky and off course. When you're out of alignment, you're shaky, you're off course, you're swayed from this way to the next, and it doesn't feel good. So being out of alignment takes you from the direction that you need to go forward in, and it takes you off course. And when you get off course, then that means now you're having to detour and go into an arena that you were never meant to go in. Okay. And sometimes we take a detour because we're not obedient, we're not listening, or we're not taking care of things when we need it to. When our car starts to give us those signs that says we need to go take it to get in alignment, but we want to keep driving it knowing that we should take it to the shop, what happens? It gets worse, and it gets more bent out of shape. And now it's not just an alignment. Now we need to buy new tires. So when you're not in alignment to your purpose, to God's will, then you're off course. And then you're detouring to other avenues and areas in which He never intended for you to go. But because you're hard headed and don't want to see exactly what it is that He's trying to do, and the place where He's trying to take you, then He got to take you another direction until you get it. Okay, so living in strategic alignment to God's purpose is staying on course, being laser focused, and making sure that you are keeping your eyes on the prize. Okay, I'm not saying that it's going to be all peaches and cream, and you may not have to detour. Yes, maybe so, but it's going to take you a little bit longer to get to that destiny. But as long as you reach it, reach it. But I don't want you getting off course because things, petty things, other things that are causing you to get off your game are allowing you to take longer. So I had to be reminded I want to live in strategic alignment to God's purpose. I want to be in line. I want to be right there, headed in my destination. I want to be on track. I want to be right where He says I need to be. I want to be where you are. You know that song by Tasha Cobbs. I want to be where you are. I'm not a singer, but I want to be where He is, and I want to be in alignment. I want to be right there, headed. And for me, when I wrote this book called Boldly Inspired, Living in Strategic Alignment to God's Purpose, it was mostly quotes because those were quotes that, helped me to stay on course. And for example, if you're in the HR world and you're having to do orientation at your place of business and you're trying to teach people your mission and your vision, and you are helping them stay on course to reach that mission or vision. There are standards of behavior that you tell them about, or their core values that you tell them about, okay? And for me, these quotes are like core values because if I'm on the road to a destiny, the core values or these quotes that I wrote in this book, they're like the guardrails on the road, okay? So when you're getting ready to go off the side of the road, those guardrails are supposed to stop you from going over into the ditch and tumbling over, flipping, and perhaps dying, okay? So the core values, the standards of behavior, or the quotes, the things you live by, are supposed to keep you focused and in alignment and on track. So boldly inspired, living in strategic alignment to God's purpose is me staying on the course, reaching my destiny. And these quotes are helping me to realize and to be reminded of what I need to do. So to be boldly inspired, you got to be what it says. You got to be bold. You got to be fearless, okay? You got to be visible. You got to be transformational. You can't be in the box. You can't be playing it safe. You got to be out there going hardcore for what it is that God calls you to do. No excuses, okay? And inspired means that you have to encourage yourself and you got to be around folks who are constantly pushing you and allowing you to get forward into the path and into the destiny that you're supposed to to dive in and to go forward in and to reach, okay? And also, being inspired is what you tell yourself, the things you talk to yourself about, and the things you say to yourself. And you got to say positive things, okay? So, when I first introduced this, the reason why I wrote this was because I was out of alignment. And I was out of alignment because I was afraid. Yes, I was afraid to step out there. I was so busy washing nets when God told me to get back on the boat and go to another area so that I can drop my net and get that supply of fish that I needed to go feed those people. I was scared. You can't be busy washing nets. Get back on the boat and launch into the deep and see what He gives you. You got to have the faith to move forward, and you cannot be worried about what other people are going to say, and you can't be trying to um, dim your light because you're afraid that somebody else is going to be offended by how bright it is that you're shining. We are not caring about that anymore, okay? So I'm reminding myself of that tonight, Throwback Thursday. You're here with Kesha L. Hayes, transformational leader. I want to hear that you're enjoying this. I want to see all your comments. I want to know that this is a good topic. But um, I was I was in fear, and fear for me stood for finding excuses against your own radiance. If you shining, why are you finding excuses to try to appease other people? Oh no, we're not doing that. Okay. Um, and we're not letting our adversities of life weigh us down and drown us and drain us so that we can't reach our destiny. No, not doing that. Miracles are happening all around us every day. Okay. Um, Devastating things are happening as well, but we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on the miracles. We're focusing on the blessings. And when trials and tribulations come, we're thanking God anyway. We're going to have a praise no matter what. Okay? So, when I put myself in alignment, that meant that I stopped being fearful and I answered the call. Okay, God, you're telling me that I need to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do it. It's my purpose. I'm not going to fight it no more. Because if you don't answer the call, you're not going to be able to do nothing else until you do what he says for you to do. You're going to be miserable if you don't. And then know that you got to accept the talents that he has placed in you. You're not worried about somebody else's talents and gifts. He gave all of us some. Worry about yours. They are uniquely yours. And the power that you have is that nobody can be you. That's your power. Thank you, God. It's only me out here. It's only one Kesha L. Hayes, okay? Only one me. It's only one of you that's watching on this live tonight. It's only you. Nobody can duplicate you. Might imitate, but they cannot be you, okay? And they can copy you in terms of what you do, but the anointing can never be copied. The gift he gave you can never be copied. So we're not worried about that, okay? And when he's given you a purpose, he's already provided the provisions for you to carry it out. So what you worried about it for? It may not be happening as fast as you want it to. It may not even be happening when you want it to. But I'm going to tell you, I heard somebody say in a sermon, God can be 4 days late and he's still on time. I know that's right. Because when it's time for you to have, be, and do, it's going to happen. And you don't have to worry about it, okay? So you got to make faith moves. You got to have faith. You got to call those things that are not as if they were. You got to speak positively to yourself. You got to say positive things. And you got to already manifest it in the atmosphere. And you got to connect to those people that want to see you win, that want to celebrate you. If they're not celebrating you, get away from them. Get away from them. And some of the quotes that I have that remind me of this on a daily basis are, know your worth. It is never comparable to anyone else's because you're not supposed to be comparing yourself to someone else's worth. Your worth is uniquely yours, okay? And you got to feel that you're worthy. And you got to know that you are who you say you are, who God says you are. Stop downplaying yourself, okay? Stop. And just because, excuse me, y'all, I'm so sorry, but just because they didn't think you were qualified doesn't mean God didn't think you were prepared. I don't care how much people think you don't fit the task. It's not about what they think. It is about what God says, okay? What makes you different is what makes you valuable. That's it. Oh my God, that's it. Your experiences, your differences, the fact that you're you, that's what makes you valuable. Girl, guy, whoever. Go out there and understand your differences, use your experiences, take what's yours and uniquely yours, and thrive off of that thing, and know that that is what makes you valuable, and go ahead and do it. Work that, capitalize on that, give that to someone that needs it, be an impact to others. Do it. It's no time to waste. We don't know when our last day is. We don't know what tomorrow holds. People say they're here today and gone tomorrow. Sometimes they're here today and gone today. Here right now and gone the next second. Okay? Live your life and do what God has told you to do. Stop wasting time. If not you, then who? It's not why you, why not you? Okay? We not leaving no room for doubt. If you are thinking that you shouldn't apply for that promotion because you feel like your skills and qualifications don't match up, go anyway. Send the resume anyway. Go to the interview anyway. Okay? Bet on yourself, as my coach used to tell me, Rashonda Pratt, bet on yourself. Because when I start betting on myself, and when I did what Catherine Candy told me, and I played where no one else was playing, okay? And my coach now, Jason Mahoney, when I kept pushing, looking past everything that is meant to distract me, then, you know, I could know, or I could see my mindset changing. And I'm not saying, okay, why me? Why not me? That's what I'm saying now. Why not me? If anyone else can do it, it could be me. It could be me. Okay. So, but of course, in everything you do, you want to use discernment. You want to pray. You want to ask God's leading, His will to go before you. Okay. And then the last one I want to share, you are enough. Because who already chose you? You are enough because you're already chosen. Okay. So this Throwback Thursday, I just wanted to come and remind you, because I was having a week, mentally challenged week. I was letting things, people, just kind of play on my mind. And I didn't stay there. No, when you get into that area of feeling that way, you got to quickly get out of it. So if someone's telling you that they're perfect all the time and their mind doesn't ever go to anything negative, they're not being truthful. The thing is, when it goes that route, you need to quickly denounce it, put a praise on it, put a word on it, okay? Say positive affirmations, change the thought process, change the words, change your mindset. Don't stay there, okay? If no one else is rooting for you this week, please know that I'm rooting for you. I know you can make it. I know that you have things that you have to offer this world. I know that you're great. I know that you're unique. And I am waiting for you to go out there and launch into the deep and move into the area that God is telling you to move to, and stop being on the sideline washing nets and staying in the same place, not doing what you're supposed to do. Stop wasting time and just do it. Just do it. So this Throwback Thursday, I'm Kesha L. Hayes. I'm your transformational leader in healthcare. I came to encourage someone to get up, get out, go do what you were called to do. You feeling bad? Stop it. Move forward, okay? No more of that. And when you're like that, don't stay there. Change the atmosphere, change the thought process, change your mindset. You can do it. I'm banking on you. I'm rooting for you, okay? And I will be coming back to you probably before next Thursday with some announcements. Excuse me for coughing in your ear earlier. I apologize. Um, Pray for me that I continue to get better, and that whatever these sinuses are, and and whatever's going on in my body, that God will continue to heal me. Okay. And I just want to thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for your following. And if you ever need me, just inbox me, or you can reach me at 803-572-0780. I love you all so much, and I can't wait to see you next Thursday. And just remember, Senior Service Day, September the 16th. I need all the help I can get. Vendors, volunteers, let's make this day a wonderful day for our greatest generation, okay? September 16th. I love you, mwah, and I will see you next Thursday. Keep pushing and have a wonderful weekend.